evening, everyone. Excuse me, this is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call. Remind everybody that we do have a TFCC Awakening call tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. Suggest you bring something with you to write with. Nurture your mind with great thoughts, because you will never go any higher than you think. This is it's a radical adjustment for the civilization of this planet, because it's kind of like, the egoic energies contain their ability to think beyond the curtain, beyond the veil, the deceptions, way beyond, like stretching out endlessly with your thoughts. Now remember, the mind is not structured. It is everywhere. So that is what's so important for us to be able to master the mind. You master the mind, you master the ego. And then your mind, by you mastering it, you direct the mind. So your thought is expanded, unlimited. Now imagine that. Your thought is expanded to limitless. The only thing that keeps each of us contained is ourselves. Nothing else. And the reason is that many have not chosen to go within. Now, a lot of people think that's some kind of religious connotation or something, but it's not. It's called go within. What is going within? Am I supposed to how do I do that? Well, you start by being quiet, and you go into meditation like we do every day. I mean, I'll be doing things during the course of the day in the moment, and I'll meditate in the moment. So when you start, when it comes full circle for the civilization of this planet, when you come to a conclusion that, for yourself, that you no longer are contained, and this is your discovery, no one else's. Your discovery that you are no longer contained. What does that mean? It means that your mind is not bound. It's not strapped down anymore. It is not being entertained by illusion. It is being directed by you. And so, what does that mean? It means that you can fly freely, unencumbered. You have no limitations, ever. And some of them, in the beginning, your adjustment or your shift, you'll experience some smatterings of remnants of control factors of the illusion. But as you continue to expand your mind and reach out, these will eventually no longer exist. And then when that happens, you are limitless. The only weight or binding that happens is due to you. Only you. It has nothing to do with everything around you, everyone around you. It has everything to do with you. And only you have the power to determine and decide for yourself when that begins. And when it begins, you don't turn back, you don't shut it off, you keep progressing. Now, obviously, and this is what I'm talking about, is the ascension process. Because if you're held by imaginary bindings, you're bound, you're never going to be free form. You will constantly question, constantly try to evaluate everything outside of you, and all along, everything that you've ever required or needed is within you. When you go through this process, as many are, you begin to discover things that you never really believed were possible. You never believed it. Now, there are some of us that have known this since our beginnings in this life. But the majority just, all of a sudden, you're going along, and it's like, pow, something within you, not outside of you, something within you breaks the bond. You're not bound anymore. And you feel this release. You're not sure what it is, but you know something has shifted. Something has changed permanently. So you see, you at first you're kind of going, oh, you just kind of blow it off. But then it becomes more apparent because you see things differently. Your emotions are changed. You don't respond like you used to certain things. You start to notice this. And then you start asking yourself, what the heck's going on here? Then you feel compelled to reach out to others that maybe you had ignored before that would talk with you about certain things, but they didn't register with you because you were not awake. And awake, what does awake really mean with this civilization? Everybody says, well, a lot of people are waking up. Awake means that you become conscious. Now, you already are conscious, and you have been for thousands of years, but you become consciously aware that you're conscious. You're a conscious being. You're not bicameral. And this is kind of a shock effect with some, because it's like a bucket of cold water thrown in their faces. So everything that they believed in bicameral phase melts away. They begin to see the truth of the energies and how many things were prefabricated illusions. And it melts away. It starts melting away. So then they view themselves differently. They view everyone else differently. They view everything differently. They're not sure why at first, but then it begins to sink in, so to speak. And so then they start pursuing knowledge. They want to read things. They want to find out about things. I've always told people that become consciously aware that they're conscious to go to a metaphysical bookstore or something and just walk down the aisle, and you'll automatically be drawn to something. And you might only read 2 pages in it and then put it back. It's not about reading the whole thing. You'll be drawn to certain things that you weren't before. You might have been before, but you just kind of blew it off. And these are signs from the God within you and the pure consciousness that is starting to bubble up to your surface, when before it was bound, contained, and almost as if it was separated, but it can never be separated. So that's another illusion. You can never be separated from yourself. Ever. Period. You never are separated from yourself. And a lot of people feel secluded, forlorn, lonely. You know why? Because they have not communed with the God within them. I don't care how spiritual they think they are. But when people feel lonely and forlorn and withdrawn and hermitized, it means that they're not disconnected, but to them, they don't know where to turn because they haven't embraced the God within them. And then all of a sudden you get this warm rush of party time and always being with instead of without. You're always with, you're never without. But we calculate things on this planet much differently since this majority of the population has been in such a bicameral mode for so long. You ever wonder why how many people just don't stand? You ever wonder with this Looney Tune cartoon going on? They don't stand. They don't. Why is it? And I get this a lot from people. Why aren't people just standing their ground? Why do they keep doing what they're told to do about all of these shenanigans? Why? It's easy. It's because they're not consciously aware that they're conscious, so they're bicameral. Bicamerals cannot make a decision. They cannot govern themselves. That's absolutely emphatic. That is a total truth. They cannot. They are not capable of it. They're not capable of differentiating between the truth and the lie. They don't. They don't know any better. That's it. Okay? So there's no reason to get angry at them because that's what they are. That's who they think they are. So that's how they emulate, and that's how they act. This is why it's frustrating for some of us, because we're out of that. You're not in it. You're not in it. So what do? You go with the flow, right? I talk with a lot of people that say, well, I just put on a mask because what's the big deal? I'll put the mask on, I'll go in there, I'll do my thing, and then I'll leave, take the mask off, no big deal. Okay? But then you say, okay, so how are others going to wake up if you don't make the stand? So more and more are starting to make the stand. There was a movie a long time ago, it was called The Stand. Okay? It was, of course, the historical story of good versus evil, or honesty versus dishonesty. And when you believe in something, anything, whether it be truth or false, you stick to it, don't you? You stand by it. It's very difficult for you to move off center of what you believe in. This is truth about all of us, whether it's truth or false, truth or lie. And then you have a lot of people say, are you crazy? I can't believe you believe that. I can't believe that you think this. But it is our own decision to believe that, not anyone else's. So you see how powerful that each of us are. As you believe in something, you're going to no matter what. You know? I mean, what you believe in could be a total illusion and be total dishonesty, but to you, it's truthful. And this becomes very confusing for the civilization of many people on this planet. But when you come full circle, and you begin to realize that, okay, I don't need a dress rehearsal anymore. I'm going to go this way. This way, for me, it just goes nowhere. It always ends up in a dead end. So I'm going to go this way. This way's endless. The journey never ends. And when you are confronted with so many different things emotionally, you operate from your heart-mind. You master the mind through the heart-mind. You then master the ego. Once you do that, you're literally free. Then you expand the mind. You leave all of the shackles and all of the bindings behind. They are released. They're vaporized. They melt away. Ball and chain around your leg. The yoke on your shoulders. They all disappear. How were they created? They were created by ourselves. We created them. Once you really, really embrace the fact that every single thing you experience, you created. It's a difficult elephant to swallow because many people haven't even begun to discover who and what they are. So that's why, some will and some won't during this shift, because some aren't ready. You can't force something. It must. It itself must choose that it wants to open up. You can't force it. So some of us are in a high level of acceleration of ascension because of we choosing of what we're creating. And as time goes by, time's irrelevant, but in this planet, we'll just say as time goes by, you begin to realize that all of these things start disappearing. Now, not that you're aware of it, so to speak, because your direction is different. So your focus is shifted. It's not on all the rhetoric and all of the gobbledygook and all of the illusions and all of the matrices. It's shifted to your ascension to higher existence. We'll put it that way. You know, you got all these definitions of dimensions and densities and frequencies. Let's just put it this way. Higher existence. Okay? That's it. Period. Higher existence. So that cleans it all up. What is higher existence? It is your awareness more and more of who and what you are. That's higher existence. You create the field that you wish to exist in. You do. No one else does. So if there's many who create the field that they wish to exist in, they will exist in that field. Higher existence. So as you begin to realize this, it is all about discovery. Discovery of you, who and what you are. See? And no one's going to be able to tell you to do that. You will choose to do it in your own way. People say, is there a right way or a wrong way? No, there's no such thing as right and wrong. There's just experience. It's like, you have this experience, right? And you create the experience, but maybe you're not cognizant of the fact that you created it, and you believe that something else out there did. All right? Neither here nor there. It was created. So then you go to yourself, you say, wow. Instead of saying, what a big mistake that was, you go, boy, that was an experience. See? Because that's all it is. And that's why we talk about you, with moving to a higher existence, which you create for yourself. You create it. All right? And that's why, I'll click right quickly to the Tao, or the way, of Lao Tzu. You create it. There's no thing out there externally that creates it for you. You do. You master the universe. Why is the universe your best friend? Because you master it. You no longer don't understand it. You're the master of it. And I'm not talking about slave from the perspective of master. That's the 3D world. But you perfect. You master your mind. You master the universe. You have no bindings and no shackles. Zero. You don't have them. They're gone permanently. You can go anywhere. You can be anything. Wherever you choose to be, you will be. And you'll knowingly be there because you've chosen to be there. Higher existence. The civilizations on different planets are always taught certain things, but they all end up being the same application. Oh, you can't do this by yourself. You've got to have a bunch of people go with you. That's not true. You are your own God. You're made from all creation. You're made from the source of creation, source creator. So you, each of us, have been given the ability with the power within us to just literally create anything, consciously aware of it, and do it without expectations, without attachments, because we know that it will be. That's why some of you will say, so it is, so it shall be. Because that's truth. You confirm, you identify, you confirm it, you authenticate it, and you verify it. So it is, so it shall be. So you move the energy whenever you choose to move the energy. That's it, period. And it doesn't mean that everybody is at that level. It's a comprehension of understanding of who and what you are. That's the journey. The journey isn't out there, guys. The journey is within you. Okay? What we experience here, it's just an experience. It's no big deal. Okay? We make it a big deal. You're God, you're pure consciousness, so what do? You just do it. You just float around and not know, because you're literally a creator. So you're drawn to experience things. That's what you're drawn to do. So I'm going to inhabit a body, a physical form. I'm going to experience life in that and see what it's like, see what it's experienced. Now imagine this. Imagine that before you go into the body, you're consciously aware of what you are, who and what you are. And then you enter the body and you're still consciously aware of who and what you are. There's no interruption and there's no blitz on your memory. And you design things specifically so you can experience them. You see? Now, that's conscious awareness. Now, you enter a physical form, you come into the physical form. But you don't have a memory of who and what you are. So then you learn that, you gain that memory back of who and what you are. See? And you see, what happens with every one of us is that you're creating, but yet you're not consciously aware that you're creating. Isn't that amazing? You're creating, but you're not consciously aware you're creating. So that's why you think that there's these weird things that come out. I've got black cloud over me, or I've got this coming in, and luck. That's another interesting word, luck. Lucky. There's no such thing as lucky. You know why? Because you intend everything. You create everything. Source creator put it that way. Because we're all little teeny source creators. We're like little specks. And we literally eventually emerge to become our own source creators. And we evolve, we advance, and we keep going. And we never stop. We never stop. We keep expanding, keep experiencing, and keep going. Higher existence. This is the journey. The journey never ends. It may come to a plateau, and then you kind of take a little break briefly, and then you continue with the journey. The journey is the experience. That's the journey. Higher existence is the epitome of the journey. Higher existence. So you take the dimensions and the frequencies and you put them over here in a nice little box, a little velvet box. All right? Clear the slates. What are you in reality really doing? You're moving yourself through self-awareness of who and what you are, the God you are, the pure consciousness you are, the connection of the reason you're in a physical form, why you're in a physical form, and coming to full circle that you're consciously aware that you create everything for yourself. And that you're on a journey that never ends. You are perfecting your experience across the board so that the time will come in higher existence where you'll evolve to the extent where you will create massive creations, universes, and beyond. Higher existence, so if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do, we want to do, is relax our bodies. If you don't have an intimate relationship with your body, then you're ignorant to it. So you relax your body. So body's time to relax. We're moving into a meditation here. I know you look forward to being relaxed, and so go ahead. Relax. Drop your shoulders. Let's let out all of the compressed worry, stress, fear, anxiety, anger, hurriedness. Let's just let an air out of a tire. Let's just let it all out. Release it. Head to toe, inside and out. Body responds and we'll relax. Visualize, be in a hammock between two beautiful trees and you're kind of in the woods and half in, half out, and you got a babbling brook next to you, and you're just lying there, and you're not moving at all. You know, in fact, you're not in the physical space. You're kind of half in and half out. You don't care to move, think, or do anything. You're just there, and you're being. That is complete relaxation. Complete relaxation. And so the body responds and relaxes, and then we move into the now. What is the now? The now is everything that we will ever have in this life, in anything, the now. Moment to moment. Space between heartbeats. Whatever you're doing in the now, the moment to moment to moment, is what you're concentrating. That's what you're focused on. And this stills the incessant noise that we all experience from the mind that's always flailing around in every direction, and then the ego, which is never satisfied. Put those two together. See what you get. And so, those are stilled. Ego goes onto the couch and zonks out. The mind forms in the direction you design it to move in. Because you leave it alone. You focus only on the moment. And in the moment, you're creating your future. Now, some of us, well, all of us will go in the past, reminisce briefly here and there, and enjoy it, and it's great. But some of us we stay there too long. We find ourselves visiting it quite a lot. And then eventually, we end up taking it into a future that doesn't exist. We create the future from that past, and we relive that past in that future. And that's why so many of us will say at times, I feel like I'm going nowhere in my life. Feels like I've been running around in circles my whole life. That's why. But to be consciously aware of that, we won't do that. We'll choose not to do it. We'll choose to be in the now. Most people spend their whole existence wondering about the future or visiting the past, and the now is left void. This is why so many people in this life, or any life, get confused, frustrated, exasperated. So, we begin, we relax the body, we're in the now, and we want to, what? Breathe. Now, our breath is divine positive energy. Why is it divine? Because it sustains the vessel that holds the God within it. Why wouldn't it be divine? Have you met anybody that doesn't need to breathe on this planet? They can walk around all day and never breathe? I haven't. So when you breath in, you're breathing in divine positive energy, and of course you breath out through the mouth. Now, you take in easy, nice, deep, easy breath. You take it in. And we're all seated in a comfortable position. And that position, we identify 7 energy vortexes. And those vortexes are known as chakras. And they're the ecosystem, our etheric or spiritual and our physical and back again. So it's a deep connection on the spiritual plane that connects us to this physical. So it balances us while we're experiencing the physical. Unfortunately, many people on this planet ignore them. They ignore them. They think they're just a bunch of crap. And they're not significant at all. And that's really a big mistake. So as you picture these energies begin with the root chakra. Now they go all the way up center of your spine. We begin with the root chakra. And the root chakra is the red wheel of light. And it's the foundation. And it's known as the Muladhara. And it represents our foundation and feeling of being grounded. How many of you have said, you know, I never really felt grounded. It always seems like I feel like I'm not on the ground. It's at the base of your spine and the tailbone area. And it's connected to our emotional issues, our survival issues, such as financial independence, money, and food. And an example of that is quite interesting. Because if you're balanced with that root chakra, and it's fully open, and the chi is flowing through it freely, you will not ever have survival issues such as financial independence, money, and food. You won't have them. Then we move up to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadasthana. This is our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's in our lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. It's connected to our emotional issues, sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, and sexuality. And its physical association is our reproductive organs, our kidneys, our bowels, and our immune system. And then we go to the yellow wheel of light, the Manipura. And these wheels of light, they look like flowers, and in the centers they have geometrical shapes. So the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura, this is our ability to be confident and in control of our lives. When you're in control of your life, you know what you do? You flow. You have no expectations and no attachments. You've mastered the mind and the ego, and you flow. And you direct your field of energy, and you form your experiences. It's in your upper abdomen and the stomach area. Emotional issues are your self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. And our physical association is our central nervous system, our pancreas, liver, digestive tract, and skin. Then we move to the green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the Anahata. This is our ability to love. And it's located at the center of the chest, just above the heart. It's connected to our emotional issues of love, joy, inner peace. Now, if your heart chakra is really messed up, you are not going to be in love, and you will not experience joy and inner peace. Physical association is your heart, your thymus, your lower lungs, your circulatory system, and your immune system. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha. This is our ability to communicate. Obviously, it's in our throat. And emotional issues are communication, self-expression of feeling, and the truth. Now, if you're one who is dishonest a lot, or you find yourself to be untrue to yourself, and you have a lot of these issues, you have a blockage in your throat chakra. You have a hard time communicating yourself, in your feelings, you've got a blockage in the throat chakra. Then we move to the Ajna, the third eye chakra, the indigo wheel of light. This is our ability to focus on and see the big picture. It's located right between our eyes. Now, it's also called the brow chakra. And emotional issues, it's intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. Okay? Now, the bicameral residual mode of the civilization, that means the indigo wheel of light, the third eye chakra, is blocked. And it's connected to the pituitary gland, the eyes, and the sinuses. Then we go to the Sahasrara, the crown chakra. And this is the pinnacle of the chakras, because this is the highest chakra, and it represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. It's at the very top of the head. It's connected to our emotional issues of inner and outer beauty, our connection to spirituality and pure bliss, and our physical association to pineal gland, the brain, and the nervous system. I think we all know that when this one is blocked, this violet wheel of light, we know that, we've got some spiritual issues and are blocking ourselves from discovering the God within us and communing with the God within us in pure consciousness. So we pull this divine positive energy all the way up through these energy vortexes, these chakras. And we hold it at the top of our heads, just a little bit to the back. And then we hold it briefly. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief moment, we compress it, condense it into pure liquid energy. We release it over the pineal gland. Now, when we do this, the pineal gland that is housed in these bodies is very important to us while we're in these bodies, because it is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It's the gateway to pure consciousness, and it's the gateway beyond. It's partially dormant. You look at it as a raisin, a prune. I look at it as a rosebud, like a green ball. And then when I release this pure liquid energy over it, it just immediately blooms into a full, vibrant, highly fragrant, eternal rose with multicolored petals. And this visualization lets me know that the pineal gland is fully functioning. It is of the greatest health and power and love, and it has opened up all the gateways for me. And all I do is choose which one to visit. Now, we're all consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we're consciously aware that we are merged, that we're one with the God, the body, the heart, mind, the spirit, the soul, the higher self. We're all one. These are facets of the one, pieces of the one. And we have others that are here to help us assemble this major gathering, omnipotently major gathering of all of us throughout existence for this meditation and the liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, and the forming of this circle of light. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. They've been around a long time. They've been assisting us a long time. Now, we don't see them like we see each other because they vibrate at a different frequency than we do. And they're a civilization just like we are. So, but they like to interact with us as much as they can. And so sometimes you'll come across them when you least expect it, and see, again, no expectations or attachments. You're just kind of flowing through on your journey, and then all of a sudden you'll come across one, and that they just kind of walk in, and you have a communication. You don't find yourself where you're at with yourself. You find yourself somewhere else when you're talking with them. It's not like you're really aware of it, but you sense it. And then after the interaction, it dawns on you after they're gone, it wasn't just somebody, that was an angel. And you'll know it every single time. And it is always wonderful, uplifting. Now, because of their frequency, they can house many in a small area. That's why thousands can surround any one of us at any one time. They assist us, we assist them. Remember, we're always learning from one another. No matter what the civilization is, we all come from the same source. So then we have the Ascended Masters. We have Maitreya, Kuan Yin, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Buddha, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, many, many, many more. And they assist us all the time. They have moved out of physical form and hold God form, pure consciousness. They have mastered, we are mastering. So we come into physical form, our God form comes into physical form to experience physical form. Because we like to experience, we all do. Does that make them any different, or the archangels any different than we are? No, we're all from Source Creator. We're all in perfection, divine perfection, within any vessel that we inhabit. Now, the archangels and the ascended masters are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. They wouldn't be in this meditation if they were in low frequency. They couldn't sustain their presence. So then we're all compared to call out to the rest of the family, anywhere, and everything. So we call out to all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the googleplexes. One googleplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of googleplexes from every direction. Every direction. And they are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha beneath earth, many, many, many civilizations and species, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the billions. They are with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of this circle of light. Now, there's many, many, many civilizations and species. Over 1,000 come through the solar system every single day. Now, we're only familiar with a handful, and this includes all the levels and species of these that we are familiar with. We have the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Zeta Reticuli, Feline, Gray, Nord, Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, many, many, many more. And they have been assisting us in our evolution, our enlightenment, our ascension, and freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions. They are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms, on and above and below this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. And they come into trillions. Shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations of which many we have never seen before. We're only familiar with a handful of them. Fairies, sprites, elves, dwarves, gnomes, trees, trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And they, in the trillions, are with us now. We're all assembled, arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods as one. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness and kindness, generosity and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God. And we're all love, and our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, forever, and beyond. And this is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. All of us form this massive circle of light. It is so brilliant, encircling this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, at its equator, both up, down, above and below, inside and out. It grays out the darkness of space. It would take over 1 billion of the suns in this solar system to even come close to equaling its radiance and brilliance. This is the purest of the purest pure of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and gratitude. It is all things. It is Source Creator. It is the Father that created the children out of pure love, from pure love. It saturates, it eliminates all lower dark matter frequencies and survival matter frequencies with its love. All these lower frequencies cannot sustain themselves. And you see as it blankets like a warm wave, perpetual, saturates all of our brothers and sisters head to toe, right to the very core. Because the God within each and every one of us is of this same light. Everything and everything. So we begin to ascend above the planet, and as we do this, we're met with a gossamer field that is everywhere. And this gossamer field is trillions of little tiny reflective mirrors of trillions of vibrant lights, colored lights. And it is the pieces and the particles of all of us gathered here in this meditation to liberate this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and to remove the bonds and shackles and illusions so that those of us who choose will ascend. Higher existence. More experience. More journey. More adventure. So we're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael in this gossamer field. And this column reminds us that we are the power of healing. Right behind that is the violet blue purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. And this column reminds us that we are omnipotently powerful and omnipotently strong and have omnipotently resolve. Then we're met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds us that each and every one of us, head to toe, inside and out, are imbued with this God-light energy of pure, deep, eternal love. This fire is brilliant. It is of the circle of light, and not one external element, any form of frequency or power, can penetrate it. We are protected 24/7. No external authority, nothing of lower frequencies can come near it. But only you have the power. Only you have the power that if you choose to lower your vibrational frequency to the level of the lower dark matter, lower survival matter frequencies, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, and that will allow them to come flooding in. If you choose to do this, you are then met with the purple transmuting flame. This column reminds you that you can bring in the purple transmuting flame, transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, therefore sending them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. You're then met with the violet ray. This is a column that reminds you that you can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, and you can purify, cleanse the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, restoring harmony, lifting the frequency, the vibration, sealing the breach in your white fire armor, restoring perfect harmony of the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. We're then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column that reminds us of who we are, what we are, love. And we see it all the time. We see it in our sunsets, our sunrises, we see it in rainbows, we see it in oceans, skies, clouds, reflections everywhere, our forests. And we're in awe of such beauty because we are part of that beauty. So we view ourselves in the purest form of love. Very nice reminder for all of us. Now we continue to ascend up, and some of us who carry physical forms decide to step out of our physical vessels and just float effortlessly above them. As we do this, we come upon this massive crystalline light tower. We created this crystalline light tower. It's larger than the solar system. It's absolutely massive, and we can look right in it. And we see this pulsating, soft rainbow center, and it's an aura. And it sends out multitudes of trillions of vibrant colored waves of light, and these flood and saturate head to toe, inside and out, all of our brothers and sisters on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now in this meditation, the circle of light. No dark matter, lower survival matter frequency can exist or survive with such a perpetual intensity of deep eternal love. It's not possible. We continue to raise the vibrational frequencies. Higher existence. At the top of the column, we designed it so the golden ocean can cascade down 360 degrees, and it does. And it floods and saturates inside and out, head to toe, all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest value in the universe, everything and everything on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation, form in this circle of life. And we all are drops of this golden ocean, and we hold the essence of that golden ocean. And it's perpetual. We continue to ascend up, levitate up, and we see this meditative sphere that's at center circle. We created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It holds well over 900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. This is perfection. It is of the highest highs at the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and gratitude. And it floods us all, non-stop, inside and out, head to toe, with the deepest, deepest, deepest of eternal love and gratitude. It saturates all of our brothers and sisters head to toe. It's not a one-time shot. It's forever. Visualize this. It goes on 24/7 with all of these creations. This is why it can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. All of us, as we choose, we are ascending every second into higher existence. Higher existence means that the lower frequencies, the disruptiveness of this planet, are being eliminated because of higher existence. We choose to no longer engage those lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. We choose to have higher existence experience, journey. Higher existence means higher and higher experience, frequency, love. The higher we go, the deeper and more intense the love becomes. Imagine 1,000 higher existences from now. Imagine unlimited higher existences from now. Is it beginning to form with you? Embrace it. I'll join you in meditation and return to close the cell. Take an easy, deep breath in through the nose. And an easy breath out the mouth. Move slowly. Fully embrace the moment you're in, moment to moment, the now. This is your first step to higher existence. In the now. Higher existence. Take it with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. We'll be back here tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern for the TFCC. And we will return tomorrow, Thursday, August 27th, 2020, to continue our global guided meditation goal.